Hey you beautiful people, how's it going? And welcome to a new video. So today we're going to be talking about the Atlas passive tree. I'm not going to do this too long because I know every single content creator is going to do a video about this today. So yeah, I'm just going to very quickly talk about the league start tree and then my expectations for mid game and late game trees. You can just sort of have a look. I'm putting it on a spreadsheet, going to put it in the description so you can kind of play around and adjust accordingly. So league start tree wise, I'm pretty sure no one in the game is going to deviate from this setup because this is what you need in order to progress your Atlas properly and efficiently. So in 3.17, you know, the maps, when you complete them now, you no longer get the 1% chance to drop a higher tier map. You now have to get it from your Atlas tree, which is absolutely fine because all the nodes are relatively soon. And this should be very, very easy to progress your Atlas to the red tier maps. Not like the Cirrus setup, which was very, very confusing for new players. Because it was just very poorly designed in my opinion. So yeah, this one is very, very nice. So you just get the shaping the valleys, shaping the seas, shaping the skies, and shaping the mountains. So these will help you progress your Atlas very nicely, and you kind of have no choice but to get them by going up this same route that everyone's going to take, and you can't really deviate too much from this path. So whilst you're doing this, you can get certain nodes in here, like prolific essence. Areas contain an additional essence. Obviously, essence crafting is super good at league start because it gets you nice, decently rolled gear for pretty much free real estate at this point, since you're going to have them on every single map, which is super good and convenient. So yeah. After that, I'm going to just show you right now. So these are the layouts on how I'm sort of going to plan to do it. Coming up to 47. So when I've got 47 points, I'm actually going to take the strongbox nodes as well, which I think are severely underrated. I haven't seen anyone really talk about them at all. So twice tempted area contains an additional strongbox. And then right up here as well, tamper-proof. Strongboxes in areas are corrupted. Strongboxes in areas are at least rare. The reason these are so good, specifically at League Start, is because rare corrupted strongboxes often drop 6 links, and you know, everybody loves a good 6 link at League Start. So if you get one that suits your socket colors, you know, with decent life and a little bit of res, that's better than a tabular. Even just a bit of life's better than a tabular. So yeah, take tamper proof. It'll definitely net you some profit. I guarantee it. You'll get at least 1 6 link at some point. And yeah, it's only 5 points, and you're not going to have to stray from the path to get it. So yeah, it's very convenient. Yeah, coming back to this now, after you've sort of got this sort of wheel set up with some good essence nodes, solid foundation, you're going to start branching out to get more consistent profits, which is going to be the Harbinger nodes. So I'm pretty sure everyone's going for Harbinger nodes as well, because it's just too convenient not to. The way it's set up, it really flows together, adding Harbingers here. Since you'll be at this node already, you'll just have to put 3 points in to get +1 Harbinger per map, and then just travel slightly up to get the Unspeakable Offensive, which gives you the Harbingers in area summon 60% more minions, which is huge mob density, as well as, you know, a lot more items because more mobs. Currency shards drop by Harbingers in areas can drop as currency items instead. Very vague, no percent chance or anything like that. So yeah, extremely low. I wouldn't expect this to proc too often. And yeah, Harbingers in areas have 6% increased cooldown recovery rate as well. So I believe that means the mobs will spawn a bit faster, right? Because they do their like little cast animation thing, don't they? So that's what I believe that means anyway. So yeah, moving up to the center wheel over here, which is where you're going to come to a little bit later. Again, around 72 points, this is what your tree will look like. This might be a little bit off, but yeah, this is roughly what it'll look like. You'll have the amplified energies, so your essences are a tier higher, which is obviously great, as well as first wave. Harbingers in areas have 25% chance to be replaced by a powerful Harbinger boss, which is the guy with the crown that, you know, spawns absolutely tons of stuff. So yeah, this tree will net you pretty consistent profits as you're making your way through the Atlas. So yeah, definitely stick with this. Don't deviate from this. I think pretty much everyone's going to recommend something very similar to this for League Start. Okay guys, so mid-game farming, this refers to my character's equipment, how well it can do maps and stuff like that. So this is at a point where it can do content relatively well, but it isn't an absolute speed demon, you know, with a headhunter and whatnot. That would be more late game. So I've gone for Blight, Breach, Betrayal, and Expedition. The reason for these 4 things is because they all give things that are very consistent that you can sell. So for example, Blight maps, very easy to sell in bulk, TFT. Betrayal, again, very good rewards from the betrayal rooms themselves, as well as the mastermind fight every now and then, being able to sell things like Ashling for, you know, the amount of scarabs you get. The diadem, for instance, is going to be worth a lot very early. Breach, you know, just breach stones, Breach uniques if you're running breach stones, also very good. I'm not too sold on breach. I don't like breach that much, but I have put it in here just because the pathing is quite nice. And expedition logbooks always sell, especially in bulk, very valuable. Especially, you know, you can just run them yourself as well, get yourself a cheeky mage blood from Gwenin as you do. Yeah, so I love expedition. It's one of my favorite mechanics. So yeah, I've fit that in there. Alternatively, cancelling out breach, I've put in Shaper and Elder Guardians up here, simply because Maven is going to be so valuable this league. She has so many good drops now. She's actually like, this was the problem with Maven, right? Like, you could do her, but all you was really looking for was the Maven's Orb after like week 2, when Viridia's price has dropped. So Maven's uniques all got buffed. They're actually pretty good now. She's got the new orbs, the Awakened Gems. Maven is so nice to farm. So Shaper, Elder Guardian, doing the formed fights, getting some splinters and stuff like that. It's going to be pretty beast for profit. Of course, you're going to need a good character to do that. If you got a mid-game bossing character, it should be fine. If you're more of a mapper, then probably stick with Breach. But yeah, this is my setup. So let's just cover it very quickly. So on the left side of the tree, this is where Breach is. So you got Epidemiology, which is the most important one. Blight chests and areas have 80% more chance to contain blighted maps. That's going to be your moneymaker. Mycelial Swarm areas with blight encounters have 20% chance to contain an additional blight encounter. So you can now have 2 blight encounters in one map. So if you get that with that on an enclosed map, I don't know which maps are on there. I think maybe Toxic Sewer is still in the pool. I can't really remember, but if Toxic Sewer, I'd run Toxic Sewer because it's very good for blight farming, to force the one chest so you get loads, as I said in 3.14, if you ever saw that video. It's one of my first videos. And then yeah, immune response as well. 100% more unique monster, non-unique monster, sorry, and blight monsters spawn faster. So faster blights, more mobs, more loot, more good times. This one doesn't really matter too much. Blight bosses and areas drop additional naughty jewelry. I mean, it's cool. Blight chests and areas have 10% chance to contain an oil extractor. It is cool. It's very low percent chance. So if you get an extractor and your anointed jewelry item that drops with like triple gold or something, that's obviously great because you're going to get a gold oil from extracting the thing. So that's absolutely awesome. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about that too much if you're strapped for points. So moving on to the right side, we have Betrayal, 4% chance for, you know, additional Jund missions, which is great. 4% chance for Expedition Encounter, as well as these ones just quantity of artifacts. Okay. And then if you're taking Breach, you're going to take these nodes. If not, just travel through. Bribery and Effective Leadership are pretty good. Not the best nodes, but you may as well take them if you're doing Betrayal. So Immortal Syndicate leaders in areas drop an additional veiled item. That is, you know, pretty good because you're going to get the fast unlocks on your bench. Veiled items that drop from members and leaders and stuff in particular are usually pretty good to equip at League Star if you don't have super great gear, because you get the upgraded Veil modifier. So it does drop a lot of good items, so don't just overlook them as well once you ID them. And then over here, you've got a nice little section where it sort of lumps Breach, Expedition, and Betrayal. This is the best Betrayal node, in my opinion. Test of Loyalty. Immortal Syndicate members executed in areas have 100% chance to gain an additional rank. So this means you'll get +2 instead of +1 to their rank. Makes it very easy to get all tier 3s, tier 4s if you're doing Mastermind in your Syndicate. I love this node. I was very sad. This got removed last league, I'm pretty sure. It's back now and it's awesome. And then yeah, just the standard Expedition nodes as well, because Expedition's cool, and you want to get your Gwenin and your Mage Bloods and whatnot. And then if you're going for Breach, you just come around here like this one, I'm pretty sure. Go for Cholula Breach chance because you want Cholula. I mean, you could go for Ulnatol as well, but yeah, probably just Cholula to save points. And then yeah, I'm not going for it on this one since it's the Shaper Guardian tree. Traveling up here, if it's Shaper or Guardian, this obviously a bit different if you're doing Breach, where you'll take these 2 wheels over here instead. And then you have Enduring Influence, so Sextant modifiers have +1 use, so that's the 4 Sextant modifiers thing, so that's pretty nice. Take that if you're going to be rolling Sextants. If you don't roll Sextants, obviously don't worry about it because you're not going to need it. Coming into this big wheel over here, which is the Quant wheel, has loads of Quant and Rarity on it on these little nodes, which is super good. You can take Buried Knowledge for the Expedition logbooks. And then coming over to this final little triangle type thing over here, this is very nice. So this has the best modifier on the Atlas tree, which is Subtle Manipulations. So Map Device has 10% chance not to consume Scarabs. This is actually mental if you are running maps. If you run every single map with Scarabs, this is so good. Because let's just show you right now. I'll put it in this little thing here. I haven't done too much here because I need to go soon. But yeah, so if you run 1,000 maps, 100 of them are gonna not consume the Scarabs, 10%. So let's say you've got the 4 slots unlocked. You're running each gilded wing scarab or whatever. Say the cost is around 25C per scarab, so that's 100. You're gonna save 10,000 chaos orbs per 1,000 maps that you run. So that is mental. That is such value. So yeah, that is a really good node. I'll try and fit this in every single thing that I am doing because it's just so good. And then up here as well, you got Spores on the Wind, which is great to give the additional Blight Encounter enchantment on maps, which is going to save you some scarabs. And then Blight Spawn as well. Ores found in areas have 25% chance to be 1 tier higher, and Blight encounters in areas contain up to 1 additional Blight boss. So when you've got this 1 additional Blight boss every time, this is actually really good. Because Blight bosses in areas always drop an additional Anointed, and then if you get the Extractor, it's just going to be a good free oil, basically, if you just use it on that. So yeah, pretty nice synergy there between those two. So yeah, I really like that. And then obviously up here is where you'd have the Uncharted Realm stuff usually. Guardian's Aid still the same. Unique bosses have plus 2% chance to drop Shape Guardian map. Unique bosses have 2%. So quite a high chance to get the Guardian maps. I think this is higher than 3.16 if I remember right. And unique bosses have 2% chance to drop an Outer Guardian map if you take Gaze into the Abyss as well. So yeah, pretty powerful stuff over here on this tree. This is a pretty good mid-game tree in my opinion. If it doesn't tickle your fancy, then you don't need to do it, of course. But yeah, if you want to do it, it's on this spreadsheet. Just take a look, take a gander, 2 variants. And yeah, I'll jump into the late game one in a sec. Okay guys, so getting into the late game tree, this is the Giga mapping type setup that I have. So once I get a headhunter or something like that and I feel like doing maps, this is kind of this setup that I would want to follow. So this is just a rough outline. There might be better changes to this. You know, that's why I'm posting it here, so you guys can help me out, whether you agree, whether you see better setups, let me know. So primarily, I think Legion is going to be one of the most profitable farming methods in the game. Let me just turn this up very quick. So yeah, I feel like Legion is going to be giga good because they've brought back Emblematic. Tom's Splinters dropped in areas have 0.6% chance to drop Tom's Emblems instead. And there's 2 little nodes up here which bring that up to 1%. As well as, you know, the other nodes face off with 60% more likely to be generals. And then if there's 1 general, the area will contain both generals. And we've got war supplies for additional warhorde, chain of command for the +2 sergeants and additional reward chance, and protracted battle if you're just not quite as fast. This is definitely a nice little boost to make sure you clear the whole legion before it times out. So that's the most part. We've also got monumental down here for the 4% chance to contain a legion encounter. So pairing this with things like Harbinger and Beyond, and then this wheel over here. This wheel in the middle gives 15% quantity when you take all these outer nodes and these 3 inner nodes. And you can take this Harbinger node here to fit, you know, with these and Beyond. So when I saw this, I kind of looked at it and I thought, maybe I could run like a tier 16 burial chambers with some sort of bow character, complete the map in under like 2 minutes with a headhunter or something like that. And chances are you'll be able to farm doctors pretty consistently. You could probably do like a really giga expensive magic find character there as well if you wanted, since burial chambers is now back. But yeah, this looks nice to me in my opinion. So when it comes to Beyond, we have the Beyond demons in areas have 25% chance to drop additional basic currency item. 3% additional chance for the Beyond monsters to spawn, as well as Torn Veil, which is obviously again more spawning of the demons. So yeah, there's a lot of nodes to spawn Beyond. Beyond is also on the map device. Nemesis is gone. Nemesis 3 is gone, so you don't even need to worry about farming Nem 3 maps anymore. You can just straight plow mob density on this with the Beyonds and whatnot. And I guarantee this will net you quite a pretty penny back per map. But yeah, for the most part, that's what I'm consider rolling with. Spores on the Wind as well, just because the maps are a nice extra if you got some spare points. Sort of manipulations, 10% chance not to consume scarabs, possibly, you know, as I said, the best passive on this tree in terms of farming giga maps. Enduring influence for +1 additional uses as well is always good. It says 13 points here, but this is 128, so I'm not too sure. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. But yeah, this is pretty much what I'm going to expect to do in the late game. If you have any thoughts about this late game tree, obviously you can just change it, but I'd like to know what you kind of plan to do yourselves. Obviously, you can stick on some Alva here as well, so it might be worth getting some Alva nodes if you're going to try and get that giga farm, because there's these down here which you could just take for 2 points. This over here, but yeah. It's kind of a work in progress, but this is somewhat the general outlay of my endgame farming tree for a bow character. So yeah, that's just about it, guys. Before I go, I just want to say a big shout out to my King Patreon supporters: Sen, my my one and only, Old Man Nixie, and Malta K. Big thank you guys for supporting me, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Take care, guys. Good luck. See ya.